y'all were at your house?
Yes, ma'am.
And you all were intimate?
Yes, we were.
Did you use protection, Mr. Lightfoot?
Of course, I was always raised to use protection. Don't be a fool, wrap your tool, and that's something I stand by.
Don't be a fool,
Yeah.
wrap the tool?
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember that one, honey.
Yeah.
Intercourses?
Sexual intercourse.
So that's a more than
It
once?
was like
Well, yeah,
three times that night. So.
Yeah, it was.
You said a few times?
Yeah, that's why I like the younger men.
Oh, well, all right.
Well,
How'd
he
the baby
dozed
come?
off. He dozed off. I went ahead and took his condoms out of the trash, and I used a syringe and inserted his sperm inside of me. I looked it up online. I see how to do it. This is my property, man. You left it in my house. That's my property.
It's your it's oh.
Welcome to The Chaotic Good. My name is Anthony and thank you again for joining me for yet another video. If you're new here, please like, comment, and subscribe, and of course hit the bell so you never miss out on another upload. Now, I got a banger for you today. If you watch this type of content, you already know what happens in the court system where men are screwed over and women tend to accuse men of being the dads when they're not really. Well, in this story, the guy in the story almost found himself living through 18 years of misery and paying for a kid that may not be his, but the ending will shock you. Let's get right into it.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Good day, everyone. Good morning. This is the case of Lightfoot versus Adams. Mr. Lightfoot, you are suing Ms. Adams for $3,500 for emotional distress after you say you were trapped into having a baby with her. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, now, Ms. Adams, you say what's in your house belongs to you.
That's right. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm intrigued. Mr. Lightfoot, tell the court what happened.
Yeah, like you said, Your Honor, I'm suing Tanya for theft and emotional distress for $3,500. I known her for just a little bit of time, and in that little bit of time, we had a one-night stand, and she got pregnant from what my homie.
Oh, hold on. Okay, that's a lot. So you met her. Take me back. How did you all meet?
So I met her in a grocery store. From what I know, is she's a manager at a grocery store or whatever. I was with my homie, Michael, and we were just picking up some crab legs for a barbecue and stuff.
Now I'm hungry, but so you're in there, you're in the grocery store, you're shopping for what you guys gonna have for the barbecue.
Yeah.
And you meet Ms. Adams?
Yeah, I met Tanya Adams. My friend Michael, he known her before, and
All
so
right.
he kind of introduced me to her. I thought she looked good. This was like, wow, this was like 2 years ago.
Okay, so you saw her at the grocery store, you thought she was pretty?
Yeah.
All
He
right.
knows I like to date like kind of like older women.
All right.
And so I saw Tanya.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Bro, no offense, but how old is old enough? She looks like she can be a grandmother. The bags under her eyes got to be at least 20 pounds. She's fighting for dear life just to keep her head on straight.
Really, nigga?
I saw Tanya. I chopped it up with her a little bit, got her number, this and that, and we've been talking for quite some time, but I didn't we just kind of talked, and then eventually one night we kind of went out. I'd known her for about maybe 6 months.
And one thing led to another.
Yeah.
So, Ms. Adams, you remember that day that Mr. Lightfoot was in the store with his friend, shopping for the barbecue, and you remember meeting them, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
He said he thought you were pretty. Did you think he was handsome?
Yes, Your Honor.
All
course
right,
he
now,
did.
now I don't really think it's appropriate to ask a woman her age. I'm never afraid to say mine. But if you don't want to say your age, that's fine. But what is the age difference?
I'm 40, so
You serious?
there's
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Okay, so 12 years age difference.
Yeah.
Okay, so 12 years, and you thought he was handsome as well?
yes, ma'am.
And then you all exchanged numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now you at work.
I'm at work.
You the
and,
manager?
I'm the manager. I'm the store manager. Yes.
All right, and was getting numbers too?
Well, the thing is, Michael always comes to our store, and we know each other pretty well.
You had a mutual friend?
Yes, we had a mutual friend, yeah. And I'm single, and I was interested, so thought it couldn't hurt to get to know him.
And so the one night stand, you all were friends talking back and forth. You had
Yeah.
a one night stand. Where was the one night stand?
At my house.
So y'all were at your house?
Yes, ma'am.
And you all were intimate?
Yes, we were.
Did you use protection, Mr. Lightfoot?
Of course, I was always raised to use protection. Don't be a fool, wrap your tool, and that's something I stand by.
Don't be a fool,
Yeah.
wrap the tool?
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember that one, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, yeah, man.
So I was always
Okay.
taught, you know, and that's what I made sure when I was with her, that I used protection, even though I didn't want to, but I knew this was the most responsible thing to do at the time.
All right.
I'm gonna pause this for a moment to say big up to this guy, big up to this brother, because even in the moment of passion, even in the moment when he was flooded with so much emotion, he still took the time out to do the right thing and wrap it up, because he did not want to deal with the consequences of what would happen if he didn't. So big up to this guy. But notice her face in that little exchange. She did not want him to do the right thing. She did not want him to wrap it up because she wanted a baby.
And so, like, I'm a very busy person. I do stocks. I work in the office. And so, you know, during that time, like, yeah, we were talking, but like, you know, it was a while ago. That's not who I am anymore. But I was talking to a few different women, and she invited me over, and we happened to have sexual intercourses.
Intercourses?
Sexual intercourse.
So that's a more than
It was
once?
like
Well, yeah,
three times that night. So.
Yeah, it was.
You said a few times?
Yeah, that's why I like the younger men.
Oh, well, all right. So you like the younger men, so you had sex a few times that night, but every time was protected.
Yes, ma'am.
So why are we here today? If you had protected sex, you say in your complaint, Mr. Lightfoot, that she trapped you into having a baby.
Well, because what happened was, it was like, I had met her, and then like, I don't know, like 9 months, 8 months later or whatever, my homie tells me that, you know, Tanya, she pregnant? And I was like, what do you mean she pregnant? But I didn't really think anything of it. It was just like something brief. And then next thing you know, he tells me that he sees a picture of Tanya's baby and it looks like me and this and that.
Wait, hold on now. So after you all have this one night stand, it was like a real one night stand
Yeah,
where
I kinda
y'all didn't
ghosted
even
her.
talk anymore.
Yeah, because I was very busy, and like I said, during that time, Your Honor,
Yeah.
I was talking to a few different women.
And
so-
he just stopped talking to
And
me
so, like-
altogether. He totally ghosted me.
I had kind of told her that I'm a very busy person, like for work and this and that, and I wasn't
Yes.
kind of like.
Did
looking
that
for
hurt
nothing.
your feelings that he didn't call back anymore, Ms. Adams?
Of course it did. Yes, yes.
And see, that's why I always tell women, please watch out for these one night stands, because I don't know what it is today. Young women always want to convince themselves, oh, what the man can do to the girl can do.
I let her
and
know
I get all
what
of
it
that.
was.
But somehow when we get in these situations, am I right, ladies? We do not like real one night stands. We get offended when you don't call back, and the one night stand, that's technically what it is. Mm-hmm. Am I allowed to say hit it and quit it?
I think so.
I said it, but I mean this with sincerity. If you don't want to have that kind of relationship, be very careful entering into situations where that's what you get, because then the man moves on, you say he ghosted you, your feelings are hurt, but you really wanted him to call back because you were interested in having more of a dating, continuous relationship. Is that
Which is-
correct?
Yes, Your Honor, which is
All right.
what the impression I got was going to be, we're going to have a relationship. I didn't know he was just going to just...
Well, how you
ghost
get
me
that
like
impression?
I
You didn't
told
even
her.
get invited over for the crab legs.
Exactly, Your Honors. Delusional.
No, not delusional.
No, I'm really not even being,
We were talking,
being mean. My point is this. It's also about in the courting and you understanding what it was about. Did you all used to date outside of the bed? Like, did you all go out on dates before this?
Never. I talked to her small talk, like off and on here and there, and then it was just one night I just happened to invite her out. So let's go out, have a good time, have a few drinks. She invited me over to her crib, have more drinks, and that just led to something else, you know? And I had
So
even
now
told her
I gotta
wasn't
ask
looking
you,
for a
Mr.
relationship.
Lightfoot, before I move on, because I already know what's going on here.
I think it's important to note that she was not invited to the cookout with all the crab legs and the hot dogs and the steak and burgers and all that. She didn't get to meet no grandma, no auntie, no mama, no sister, nobody like that. So how dare you think that he's interested in you to such an extent that you want to have a baby with this guy, and he didn't take the one opportunity he had to introduce you to any of these people at an event?
It's delusional.
Were you kind of giving her an idea that perhaps this could be more than a one-night stand? Were you doing some sweet talking
I was,
to
you
try
know,
to get her in the bed?
Don't hate the play, hate the game.
Yes.
You know
City boy! City boy!
what I'm saying?
was.
So
You
like,
got all the
The
same.
answer is yes.
well, like at the end of the day, I felt like I kind of kept it real with her. I kept it a buck. I was kind of telling her, like she was telling me that she wanted a family, but I was telling her, I did with a family, but not right now. Not at.
Okay, so you
during
all
this
had
time.
these conversations.
Yeah, we
He
kind
didn't
of
say
talked about
nothing
it a little bit.
Not right now.
I didn't really want a relationship.
I told him exactly how I felt.
So take me to this whole baby thing. So you have a one-night stand where you use protection, and what happens?
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Well,
How'd
he
the baby
dozed
come?
off. He dozed off. I went ahead and took his condoms out of the trash, and I used a syringe and inserted his sperm inside of me. I looked it up online. I see how to do it. This is my property, man. You left it in my house. That's my property.
It's your oh.
This whole thing is disgusting.
No, this is bad on so many levels. It's bad enough you have to worry about infidelity. It's bad enough that you have to worry about chicks giving you kids that are not yours or poking holes into condoms and stuff like that. You have to worry about this as well. And if the roles were even reversed, say the guy did anything remotely close to this type of stuff, he would be under the jail and we wouldn't even hear his side of the story.
Facts.
He did everything in his power to ensure that he's not contributing to another fatherless kid or getting an STD by wrapping it up, and he's still being part of this kind of charade. It's crazy.
It's an evil world we live in.
You're
So if
saying
I leave my wallet at your crib. Now it belongs to you. You gonna start taking my cards and start spending my money just
Man,
because
like
it's
I
at your
said,
crib?
Yo,
wait a minute,
you wouldn't even-
Ms. Adams.
you
Now
ghosted me.
that
I wanted to tell
rationale, that line of thinking. So you said to yourself, he left and the condom is still in the trash can. You didn't flush it down the
No,
toilet?
he dozed off.
No,
That's a lesson you learned.
Yes, you're right, Your
Okay,
Honor.
you was today years old when you learned that.
I was young and dumb. I should have listened to my mom. She always told me, if you go somewhere, take all your belongings with you when you leave.
You know
and
the
I
risks
should have never
involved.
left my
You knew
condoms
the risks
there.
involved in the
And-
first place.
All
when
right,
you
so
first got in
hold
the bed with
on
me.
now. I want to understand this. So you're saying he left the condom, but it was in the trash, and you just took it upon yourself to say, well, you know what? If he left it behind, then it's mine.
Well,
Nasty.
See, I got
listen
sayings
to me.
too.
Your Honor, I was previously married a few years back, and I had 2 miscarriages, and everybody that know me knows how bad I want a child, okay? And my time is short. Okay, at this age, I need to hurry up and have
Your
my
clock
child.
is ticking.
You got that right.
Almost topped.
Yes.
I got it. I
Okay,
had
so-
my son at 41, so I do understand that.
So I had my opportunity. I saw my opportunity and took it. I decided I wanted a baby.
Okay, so you testified in open court that you saw an opportunity with some sperm from a young man still in your trash, and you decided you were going to take it.
Yes, ma'am.
You know that sperm jacking is a thing, don't you?
Yes, it is.
I never heard of that.
You just said you looked it up.
Well, I looked it up on the internet, but I didn't know it was a thing.
It's not my fault.
Of course, it's not your fault. It never is. You guys are always dodging the accountability. And you are the same women who party out and hot girl summer out your entire 20s, and when you hit late 20s and early 30s, all of a sudden you want to have your eggs cracked, your eggs scrambled, freezing sperm, freezing eggs, IVF, artificial insemination, surrogate mothers, all type of stuff. What were you doing in your early 20s when you had the most chances of carrying a kid safely? What were you doing at 25, 26, 27 when you had the highest fertility ever and could go ahead and have a kid? I mean, it's not the same for everyone, but it's a generalization, okay? What were you doing with all this time? And I get it. She had some miscarriages. Get it. But it doesn't give her the right to go ahead and steal this guy's spunk, this sperm, baby juice, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't give you the right. I know it's not entirely illegal, but it can be filed under assault, and you run yourself a risk of being charged with assault. You're playing with your life at this point. What are we really doing?
So when you looked it up, you should have looked up to see that this is really happening and it's an issue.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you are admitting in open court that you did not ask Mr. Lightfoot's permission. You all never discussed and agreed to have a child together. You took it upon yourself because the condom was still there.
We discussed it, and now he's saying that he was
never
against
agreed
it.
to have
But he was
a child, Your
telling me,
Honor.
yes,
I know
that's
I look
good.
good.
He was
I know I got
he was
muscles,
down
I
with
look
it.
fit.
No, you was
What
down with it.
muscles,
You know you
boy?
was
Now
down
you
with
done took
it.
it too far. I was
My
here
shirt
for
a little
all of
thick.
your little sayings, but now you done talked about these muscles. Now hold on. Listen, Mr. Lightfoot, what I want to understand from you is, you're saying that after this one night stand, you never contacted her again, and then all of a sudden, A few months later, then you see your friend. This is your witness.
Yeah, my homie.
Please stand up, sir. I
My
want to
homie
hear
Michael.
from you, because this is a mess.
Hello, Your Honor. How are you
Please
doing?
state your name for the court.
My name is Michael Lofton.
All right, Mr. Lofton, how do you know Mr. Lightfoot?
I know Stewart from college. You know, we played football together. He was my quarterback. I had been there already a couple of years. I was a receiver. And when he came, we just instantly
Okay, so you all have been together for a while, quarterback and receiver.
He and I have.
Yes.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right. You and him, not you and Ms. Adams.
Exactly.
I get that.
Not like that now. I introduced them. You know, I thought that she would be a good influence on him. I thought that this would be an
I was a good
opportunity.
influence.
No,
I
you
was
out
a
here
good
stealing
influence.
semen. It's
All
not,
right, let
it's
him
not okay.
testify, Ms. Adams, because you
Yes.
don't already testified to
Yeah.
what you did. What evidence do you have related to the emotional distress?
I had to take like therapy sessions.
Okay, let me have that.
And I can attest to that, Your Honor, because I would take him back and forth to his therapy sessions.
I was tripping, Your Honor. Like, I'm thinking I'm having protected sex. Like, I'm thinking I'm like screwing up
You
out here.
ghosted
Like,
me,
and so I needed to
ghosted
talk
you
to
back.
somebody about like
You
what's
You're
going on with me
thinking you're
internally.
being a responsible player, right? Because
During that
you
time, yes.
out there doing your thing, but you're using protection consistently.
Yes.
And you didn't see this coming.
Yep.
I
And
didn't
now
see this
here's
coming.
an older woman that's admitting to you,
I was taken advantage of.
I
No.
took the sperm
No.
and I used it to have the baby.
Yes, now it's
But
like
we ain't never had no paternity test.
no. I paid
Okay.
to get one done. I just feel like I was taken advantage of because at the end of the day, like I
You know
would
better.
take
You
care
know
of
what
my
you was
child
getting
if I have
into.
a
You know all
child.
the risks involved
But see-
when you having sex with somebody, and condoms are
Well,
not
no,
100%.
Miss Adams,
either.
hold on
I
now, hold
understand
on
that.
now. Because you over there, you the older woman, but you
Exactly.
giving bad advice.
Like
Terrible.
If
They ain't gonna be my
you
mama.
have sex with someone and use a condom, and you throw that condom away, there should be a reasonable expectation
Go on
that
to the county
that
now.
means that it's trash. It's not for you to dig back out, take a syringe, and inseminate yourself.
Exactly, and I'm glad that common sense is able to prevail in this situation. And here she is telling you that, hey, you knew all the risk when you were getting into it. No, I was out here fooling around, yes, but I was being smart about it. I was using condoms, I was protecting myself. I never thought in a million years that some crazy chick is gonna go into the garbage and take out the condoms that we use and use it to inseminate herself. That's crazy, that's weird. That's predatory, actually. And I'm glad that his friend actually stood up for him in this case, not only taking him to the therapy sessions, but also telling this woman that, hey, you are not a good influence. You're a semen snatcher. You're a baby juice bandit. You steal jizz for I'm gonna calm down, but you get the idea. Crazy.
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard.
That's called sperm jacking. That's why I asked you, did you read about it? And you know you did. That's how you know how to do it.
She planned this.
You
Your
should have
Honor.
also read that that's against the law to do that. Listen, in life, these life lessons are here for you to learn. I say all the time, your mistakes do not have to define you. They can refine you. That is for you, Mr. Lightfoot, and for you, Ms. Adams, because you know you wrong as the day is long. You ain't even making no sense. Now, my biggest question here is you had the paternity test, and thank goodness the court was able to retrieve those results, because I want to know if, in fact, Mr. Lightfoot is the child's father before I rule in this case. So with that said, let's get to these results. In the case of Stuart Lightfoot versus Tanya Adams, as it relates to the child born to Tanya Adams, Mr. Lightfoot.
Your Honor, I'm willing to be a father if it's my baby. Like, I don't want people to think, I don't even want her to think like, if it's my child, then I'm willing to like stand up on my 2 feet and be a man and be a grown man, because I don't want to be a statistic, another black father out here running around not taking care of his kid, because I wasn't raised like that. I just feel like she hasn't given me that opportunity.
I appreciate that.
So this is the part of the video where some audience members might be torn on this, because on one hand, you want the guy to raise his kids because he wants to be a responsible father, right? And we all want to be responsible fathers for our children, and if the kid is his, then he's gonna want to raise it. On the other hand, it's also about the woman who you choose to have the kid with, and the operative word is choose. He did not choose to have a kid with this woman, and that's why he wrapped it up. So unfortunately, if he decides to be a good dad, he's gonna have to interact with this woman. So the audience will be torn on this section here, but it's good for a discussion. I want to hear what you guys think about this little part of it.
And in this case, it has been determined by this court that you are not the father.
Wow. Wow. So that means
Now,
you did this to somebody else?
Hold on now. Hold on. We're not at the club, so
I'm
let's
sorry.
not be dapping
I'm
up
sorry.
because this is very serious.
Yes, ma'am.
And while I understand that it is a relief to you, let's be respectful. Ms. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor.
I saw as soon as I read those results, you just fell over that podium. Mm-hmm. There are certain seasons in our life when maybe we lose ourselves. Maybe we're so desperate to have a child that we do things that are outside of the bounds of decency and the law, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And our moral compass. So it has been determined by this court, Ms. Adams, you have admitted in open court that you did steal the semen. Even though Mr. Lightfoot was not in fact your child's father, you admitted in open court that you did in fact steal the semen. That did cause him emotional distress. He did have to go to therapy. And for that reason, you are responsible. So in addition to having this beautiful child, do you know who the father is?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're right.
Well, I'll tell you this. I hope you do. And if you need to make sure of that, do what's necessary to establish paternity for your baby, because at the end of the day, the baby will be looking at you at some point. Like, where is my father? And that's on you. Okay?
I find it interesting sometimes whenever the judge says you are not the father to the guy who's on the stand, she then goes on to ask the woman a subsequent question, which is, do you know who the father is? I find it very interesting that some of the times the woman would say yes. What do you mean yes? So you knew all this time that I was not the father, but yet still you have me in this charade? You take me to court, you want to prove that I'm some kind of dad, so that basically they want you, who are the responsible person, to be the father of that kid. So in addition to giving you another man's kids, they want to string you to court, they want to string you along and make sure that you are the best father for that unwanted seed, so to speak. She's just upset that the guy she wanted to be the father wasn't, and she's stuck with the guy that she actually had. And you heard what the guy's friend said? You may have done this to someone else. Don't be surprised if she did.
It has been determined by this court judgment for the plaintiff for $3,500. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $3,500.
I understand that this is reality TV and sometimes you might want to take it with a grain of salt. However, the message is still the same. Protect your seed at all costs. For some people, they can't necessarily be faithful to one person, and for some people, they're in that city boy, city girl type of life, and for some people, they don't want to be abstinent. Fine, but ensure that you protect your seed and take extra measures because you don't want this happening to you. And of course, for the women who are watching this video, for the 3.5 women who are watching this video, because I haven't posted in a while, so it may have dropped from that 8.7. However, for the girls that are watching this video, please ensure that you at least share this video with the males in your life that you care about, because you don't want them to be a victim of something similar to this. But that's all I have for you guys. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, ding the bell so you never miss out on another upload. I'm going to try to keep these uploads as consistent as I can. A lot has happened in the past couple of months, but I'll try to be consistent as I can. But thank you again for tuning in and have a wonderful day.